Hi guys, decided to do another impromptu pickups video because we went back to the same Goodwill and twice in a week we found Laserdiscs, which we never ever find. And again, super cheap, all but one of these was in that bargain room. So just incredible. They must have gotten a collection at once from somebody. They found nice widescreen edition, Apollo 13. A Betty Grable double feature. This is kind of cool. Springtime in the Rockies and Song of the Islands. Camelot. Flight of the Navigator. Excited for this one. Dead Poet Society. I like this movie. And the one we found in the regular room was That's Entertainment Part 2. And a lot of them we've been finding already have just their really nice protective cases on them. One of them was sealed the other time. It's crazy. And we think we figured out why we've been finding randomly a bunch of Laserdiscs. And again, we found, maybe 3 in that many years before. And now we found, 15 in a week? I mean, just crazy, and most of them were less than $1 a piece. So like last time I said how cheap they were, and we think we figured it out because I think someone was confused and they bought the wrong player. There was a technology, and I'm going to go do a video towards the end of this year talking all about the history of it because no one's heard of this thing, no one knows what this thing is, and I actually have 2 players for it and movies, and it's really cool. But I'm going to talk about Christmas time. Just be ready. It's going to be a really cool video. I'm going to put a lot into it talking about this piece of technology. A CED player, capacitance electronic disc. And here is an example of one that we found today with these Laserdiscs. And it kind of looks a little bit like a Laserdisc player. And on the front and on the sides, all it says is Select-O-Vision Video Disc Player. Understandably confusing if you don't know what this is, which no one does. And on the top, Capacitance Electronic Disc System. So if you really haven't done your research, you're not going to know what this is, and we think that someone got a CED player thinking it was a Laserdisc player and a bunch of Laserdiscs. Maybe they got a lot of Laserdiscs, or someone died, a relative gave them a box of Laserdiscs, and they went and found a player, so they picked up a CED player, which is the complete wrong technology. And why I came to that conclusion, as I was checking this thing out, because it's old and obscure, seeing if it was in good shape, I started taking apart little pieces because I had to repair the first one I got. And I opened her up, and inside the top panel here, when I took it off to check the needle, he shoved a Laserdisc inside the CED player. Complete wrong technology, and he shoved a Laserdisc in here. So my thinking is someone thought this was a Laserdisc player, and they were confused, and they probably spent a lot of money on this because, not including shipping, these regularly go for $100 plus. And they weigh over 20 pounds, and they're somewhat fragile, so crazy shipping and stuff. So I think basically gave up in frustration, and he just gave this all to Goodwill. That makes sense why suddenly a bunch of Laserdiscs out of nowhere. And this is even, I put back a bunch both times of movies that I either didn't like or they were in bad shape, that type of thing. And a CED player, these things are impossible to find. And when I go through the history and everything, you'll understand how insane it is to even see one of these. This is in halfway decent condition, just needs a little bit of work on the inside, and I found it in the bargain room, sitting in one of those junk bins, and I took it up, and I'm like, I wanted to know how much this was, because things are normally just like 25, 50 cents, or a certain amount by weight, and again, this weighs over 20 pounds, so I was kind of like, how much is this going to be? I mean, realistically, anything under $100 is worth it, but she took it and shook it to another room and was checking it out because she wasn't going to do it by weight because it doesn't make sense for certain items. And it was, I think, $4.87. It was less than $5 for this. Like this impossible piece of technology to find that I find utterly fascinating. You know, just a wood grain, solid metal, like just crazy, beautiful thing. $5. Just seeing one in person is an experience. When someone comes up to you and tells you it's going to be less than $5, holy crap. So that and a bunch of Laserdiscs, I mean, crazy. I had to come on here and make a video just because it's mind-blowing.